Hello, I'm Mark Price. I'd like to talk to you today about communion. Communion in the sense of communing together. There was a young boy, out with his dad one day at a grocery store. And at one point he said to his dad, "Dad, just a minute." And he said, "Hold out your hand." So the father held out his hand. The little boy reached into his pocket and took out money, change, all he had. He put it into his father's hand. And his dad looked at him and said, "What's this?" Little boy said, "That's $8.33. It's all I have. I broke up my piggy bank. I took out everything I have. And I'm giving it to you, Dad. Everything I have, I'm giving to you. Just so you spend some time with me today." The gospel today is from the book of John, chapter 21, verses 1 through 14. Jesus revealed himself again to his disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. He revealed himself in this way. Together were Simon Peter, Thomas called Didymus, Nathanael from Cana, Galilee, Zebedee's sons, and two others of his disciples. Simon Peter said to them, "I am going fishing." They said to him, "We also will come with you." So they went out and got into the boat. But that night they caught nothing. When it was already dawn, Jesus was standing on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. Jesus said to them, "Children, have you caught anything to eat?" They answered him, "No." So he said to them, "Cast the net over the right side of the boat, and you will find something." So they cast it and were not able to pull it in because of the number of fish. So the disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he tucked in his garment, for he was lightly clad, and jumped into the sea. The other disciples came in the boat, for they were not far from shore, only about 100 yards, dragging the net with the fish. When they climbed out on the shore, they saw a charcoal fire with fish on it and bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you just caught." So Simon Peter went over and dragged the net ashore, full of 153 large fish. Even though there were so many, the net was not torn. Jesus said to them, "Come, have breakfast." And none of the disciples dared to ask him, "Who are you?" because they realized it was the Lord. Jesus came over, took the bread, and gave it to them, and in the like manner the fish. This was now the third time Jesus was revealed to his disciples after being raised from the dead. The gospel of the Lord. So what happened in the reading today? Jesus appears for the third time to the disciples. He sees they're out fishing, asks how they did. They said they caught nothing all night. So he said, "I want you to go back out and I want you to throw your nets off the right side." He asked, "What side do you normally throw your nets?" They said, "The left." Jesus said, "Throw it off the right side." You see, Jesus is always asking us to do things a little differently than we're used to. And Peter says, "No, we throw it off the left." Jesus says, "Do it my way. Throw it off the right side." They throw it off the right side of the boat, and what happens? They catch a net full of fish. 153 large fish, it says. And they dragged it back to shore, and Jesus is there to greet them. The fire is going. They sit down together. They have bread and they have fish. And they don't have to ask who he is because now they know. Third time since the resurrection that he's appeared to them. So what is this saying to us in our world today? It's saying that we people, we're meant to be together. We're meant to commune with one another. We're meant to come together as community. I remember when the musical Jesus Christ Superstar came out, I think in the early 70s. And I remember and was struck by a lot of the songs, but there was words in one of the songs that said something like this: "Why did he come at such a backward time, such a strange land with no mass communication?" And that always struck me as, yes, he did. Why didn't he come now when we have all this mass communication? He came then and not now because as humans, we're made to be together. We're made to have one-on-one. When we use our mass communication, It's fine, gives us a way to communicate, but it also keeps us at a distance from each other, and that's not how we're meant to be. During this pandemic, where we're doing this social distancing, which I think is also social deconstructing, we've been Twittering or tweeting, we've been Facebooking, we've been FaceTiming, we've been Skyping, we've been using every kind of communication tool that we can find, Zooming, but it's keeping us apart, and we're not made to be apart. I was very pleased to hear yesterday that the United States and many other countries feel that we've gone past the worst of the pandemic, and it's now time to start coming back together, to start our lives and get our lives normal again. People were not made to be kept apart. Our natures are such that we are happiest and we are healthiest when we come together. And Jesus was always coming together and breaking bread with the others one-on-one. That's how we are meant to be, and I am very pleased to hear that we are getting back to an opportunity of being in communion with one another. We've been kept apart, I believe, long enough. I will give you all I've got, $8.33, if you just spend some time with me today. This is Mark Price. Thanks for listening.